After one kite. I'm already into the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You know I blame it on industry. I blame it on my own hypocrisy. Miseducation and politicians. No one's willing to step up and speak.
You remember the times when you were little and Mom would let you run around naked?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We are being broadcasted live here at lifestyleradio.ca. Plus, we're also live at Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Shoutcast, and if you're in Campbellford, I'm in Canada's. It's in downtown. I'm in the front window. Stop in if you're in the area. Tonight, joint host is Northern Ontario Kim Cooper, and she's brought us a guest, someone who I've met in the past. Somebody who I'm sure will bring lots of laughs to tonight's program. Well, we like to always have fun. I think tonight's going to be extra fun. But before we bring our guest in, it's time for Kim and I to have a quick chat. Hey, Kim, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good tonight, Al. The question I think on everybody's mind is, how are you doing?
Actually, to tell you the truth, today has probably been one of my better days in the last several weeks. Dealing with the pain issues of things, Today it was light, so I'm really happy. It bodes well for what tomorrow will bring.
That's excellent news. I'm very happy to hear that. I'm sure all our listeners are as well. All the health issues that you've been going through lately, our hearts go out to you, that's for sure. And we've all been pulling for a speedy recovery.
Well, thank you. And I know that 2 weeks ago in your old program, I had to sort of leave you a little bit high and dry, and due to the health issues, and you had to go over alone. All by yourself?
Yeah, it was a bit nerve-wracking there, Al, but I understand. I mean, these things happen to all of us. We're all patients first. I mean, and that goes without saying for all of us. So, I mean, total understanding there. But yeah, it was quite nerve-wracking, my first live solo show with no notes.
Yeah, exactly. And I did listen to the program. You did a fine job. Like you sent me a message afterwards. I made some mistakes, and you did fine. No problems.
I appreciate the kudos. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. It was a bit nerve-wracking, but yeah, we got her done.
Yeah,
Tracy was a trooper.
Yes, Tracy was, and even having the nurse come in and work on her IV was even good to listen to.
Yeah, bandage change and a live intravenous happening on the air. It was she's a warrior, that's for sure.
Yes. Now another thing about that's new, I guess, with you is your second anniversary at the program.
Yeah, we've just celebrated the second anniversary for me doing the live shows with you guys here on the Pace Radio Show. My introduction show was 2 years ago, just a couple of days ago. My very first live show on the air will be taking place about a week from now, 2 years ago. So yeah, it's been a hell of a 2 years. Yeah. Awesome experience. I've grown and learned so much during this show. There's no way I could get this amount of education anywhere else besides doing this live show and speaking to so many awesome people out there.
Yeah, exactly. And just you're meeting new people all the time.
Yeah.
You're not just contacting guests or people who you know and hang around with. You're introducing yourself to people who you probably would have never have met.
Oh, that's for sure. And, attending events and going out there and, giving out the Pace Radio shows, business cards and stuff. So people get in touch with me, when I'm seeing people out at events and on the road, just having a normal conversation with somebody and, your story sounds great. Well, give me a call or shoot me an email. Let's get together and make this happen. And that's where the majority of our guests come from.
Yeah, and you've had some guests that have had some scoops, made some announcements on the program, which has always been nice.
Yeah, it's been quite the experience. Like I said, I've grown so much. I thoroughly enjoy what I do. I never thought I'd get this big of a kick out of it, but I do. It's just a great thing, and I look forward to the years to come.
Now, in cannabis news. You see here in Ontario, we just finished the survey. Did you do that for the Ontario government cannabis legalization survey?
Oh, of course I did it. Yes, I did it. And I put comments in at every opportunity that was available to put in comments on what I thought should happen. The survey was very leading in some ways. I'm glad to see that the comment section was there so I could clarify a lot of my foregiven answers. I encouraged everybody that I know to do it. I forced all family members that I have to do it. Everybody that was around is like, you haven't done it yet? Oh, well, pull it up right now. Let's just do this, So I hope that a large portion of Ontarians participated. Numbers are coming in from other provinces that are really, really encouraging. So I hope to see that in Ontario as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if they post anything like that, if we get any feedback from it as far as, the website that they put up. But I don't know. I still look at it as, they have a general idea what they're looking at, and this is sort of, they're looking for a verification where the public, may where they agree and don't agree with them, where they may get into some problems.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think they already know what they want to do, and this is good pre-planning for effective defense for the opposing offense that is on their way. This gives them an open door to take a peek and see what we're going to bitch about before they even get started. So but it's still a chance for Ontarians to speak our minds, whether the current government or chooses to listen to it or not. That we can affect the next election, which is coming soon, for Ontario. We go back to the polls again soon, and we'll have an opportunity to speak with our votes at that time, depending on which way they go.
Will we even know what their plans are before the next election?
Well, hopefully they'll release a platform. Most provinces are releasing, some sort of outline of where they're headed at this point. The ones that are still doing surveys are saying, okay, this is what we're looking at, and we're going to take what you want into consideration. And it comes down to whether or not you trust your current level of government to actually do that, or just go ahead with the plan they already have in their head.
And 2 weeks. They only give it 2 weeks for the province to find the website and answer the survey. So that was I would like to have seen longer, but
it should have been much longer. And there wasn't a hell of a lot of advertising for it either. If you weren't on social media, chances are you didn't know about it.
Correct. Exactly. The only the ones who are actually filling it out are probably the ones who are active within the community, because they're going to see all that stuff.
That's right. Everybody that's active on social media outlets, they've seen it. Anybody who's relying on their CTV and CBC News don't have a clue that it's even out there.
Yeah, I can look out the window here of the store, and I bet you I'm looking at a cannabis consumer. I'm not going to mention any names. And I bet you he didn't even know about the survey.
Yeah. Well, people that rely on local and national media, they wouldn't have known. There was no advertising about it. There was no push for people to do it and have input. Every other government survey that pertains to health issues or anything is always advertised widely on national and provincial media, and this one was not.
No, it wasn't. As little input as possible is what they like. All right. Let's move from that to tonight's guest.
Sure.
As I said, it makes people laugh, and he's going to be a celebrity judge at this year's Karma Cup in Toronto. I'd like to welcome Sam Losco to the Pace Radio Show. Hello, Sam.
Actually, it's Sam Tarasco. Sam Losco is the character.
Oh, right.
It's all good.
Sam Tarasco.
Sam Tarasco is the weed fan, not Sam Losco.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you for correcting me, though.
No worries.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good, Cal. And I only say that because you said there's no way I could fuck it up. Since there's 2 owls, there's no way I can fuck it up, so I threw that extra just for the hell of it.
Perfect.
See, I said we're going to have some laughs tonight. We haven't gotten in the show for 10 seconds yet.
There you go. You put your foot in that one, Al.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably going to make the mistake somewhere else along the way, too.
Yeah.
I hope
you
not.
mentioned the Karma Cup. I want to thank Sarah Sunday for inviting me to be a celebrity judge this year. It means not only am I inherently lazy, I'm also inherently cheap. So it means I get to smoke some fucking primo weed on the cheap. So that'll be good because I know she won't charge me too much. So that'll be good. I asked to judge the sativas since that's my my strain of preference, or my field of preference, because they're strains within the different types, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're a man after my heart, Sam. A sativa lover, the same as me.
Well, I need to work, right? So, but if I smoke heavy indicas, which my girlfriend likes indicas, and she gets like 100% indicas, and they're just not what I'm looking for, so I'll smoke very little. But if I got my sativas, I can go all night, and it just makes me more creative. So.
That's right. It gets those creative juices going. It gives you some energy. You don't get the couch log.
Yep, exactly. Though I am locked to my couch, but just for a different reason. So I sit on my computer and play bridge with people from across the world, which is pretty fucking cool.
Right on. Yeah, so Sam Tarasco, you are known to most as Sam Losco from, of course, the famous Trailer Park Boys, known worldwide. Comedian.
Actually, I'm more known as... No. I'm more known as, hey, you look familiar. That's how I'm known. Because I change how I look so often from season to season, people aren't really sure until I speak. That's what they tell me. I thought it was you from your voice.
Yeah. And it's funny because you say that. When I was doing the promo ad for you and I was going through your photos and I thought, holy shit, there's just too many. Like, how many looks do you have? There's so many looks. I could have made that poster 10 times bigger, but I think I chose the 3 most commonly known ones, and that's the caveman, the vet, and of course the dabber.
See, well, all 3 are the same guy. Not just those 3. The guy with the chops, the guy with the Fu Manchu, the guy living in the cave, the denture king, the Botox king, the veterinarian, they're all the same person. That's what people fail to realize. It's the same guy. And it's just like what I do. If I don't like my fucking job, I quit and I find something else to do. I've done everything from teach school to drive a bread truck, to manage a bar, to build a silo, manage a call center, manage a market research center. Now what I do is I book and sell shows. I went on tour with T.I. and Rich Homie Kwan last year in my capacity as, what do they call it, talent coordinator and production manager. So Sam Losco and Sam Tarasco definitely have a lot in common.
That's excellent. And, and through it all, of course, weed has been around you very prominently. I was looking through some old stuff. We touched briefly on the show that you did with our friend and cohort, Amy Brown. She was starred with you in High Fuckers, which was on your SwearNet network, which hosts the Trailer Park Boys as well as other shows. Now, you guys did over 40 episodes of that show, and it was a few years ago, but one of them was sampling of, I think it was maybe even the first annual Karma Cup.
Yeah, Amy was a judge. I believe she's a judge very often. She's such a resource that when I left Halifax and moved to Toronto and the boys were starting up the SwearNet network, they were looking for content. And I said, I know a lot of people in Toronto. Why don't I hook up with one of my friends there? So I contacted Amy. Also, I contacted Amy to help me get my license, my first license, which she did. So that was pretty awesome. So she helped me with that. And I thought, hey, Amy, would you like to co-host a show with me for SwearNet? And she said, sure. And so we set up one camera. I work, see, again, here, I have so many different jobs. In my current capacity with the job that I work inside the Fight Network studios. So in there, I had all sorts of guys who knew me from the show, and I told them I wanted to make my own program. So they all jumped on board, starting with Wade King, who came on as director and helped me with the creative, and he was also the cameraman. We got Amy, and we went and filmed in my buddy's apartment building. So the very first show you saw was in my buddy's apartment building. And a week after we finished filming, they started a new rule there, no smoking inside the building whatsoever. I guess you got the whole building high, which is really funny. Really, really funny. So, but sadly, Amy is such a great resource. Again, as you know, anytime marijuana hits the newspapers in Toronto, people call Amy to come do interviews because she's that knowledgeable, that resourceful, and that awesome. Anyway, so when Trudeau announced that he was legalizing marijuana, Amy realized that she has a much, much bigger calling than just helping me do a show, which I can't do without her. So she went on to help everybody instead of just me. So I congratulate her for that, and I commend her for that. I have no animosity for that whatsoever. I'll come up with another idea. But in the meantime, Amy, fucking fight the good fight, honey. We're all behind you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The very first time I met you, Sam, in person was actually at Can Do.
Yep.
And
with Amy.
Yeah. And I was there, and I'll never forget it for a couple of reasons. It was the first time I met you in person, and I was honored by the fact that you came down to see me when you found out that I was in the shop because you were following some of my posts. That was an honor in itself to me, to think that you were looking at anything that I had to say. I was just thrilled by that. But it was also the day that my mom had passed away, and I was there to get some
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't quite so happy or joyful or wasn't able to communicate so well that day.
Yeah. No, it was all good. If a Facebook friend of mine identifies himself as such, or if I recognize their name, I'll always try and say hello. It's helped me out in a lot of ways. And here's where we differ. sam-losco is a dick, Sam Tarasco is not.
That's right. You're a hell of a nice guy. I can vouch for that. That's for sure. I was just thrilled by meeting you that day, and and we have followed each other for quite some time, I think. And just some of the stuff that you do, you seem to show up periodically and within the cannabis community, just to lend a hand and just to be around and educate people and get education as well.
Well, I think it's really important, and now is the time. If I can use if Kathy Griffin is D list, I'm like F list. But if I can use my F list celebrity to help the cannabis community in reaching our mutual goals, then I'd be an idiot not to.
Wow, that's awesome. No, that's awesome. Yeah, Hi Fuckers, great episodes, still available on SwearNet for people that want to go back and relive some of those moments with Sam and Amy. Awesome show. I especially enjoyed the sampling of the Karma Cup samples.
I enjoyed the sampling because Amy always brought the weed. If you ever watch the shows, you can see after Amy would roll the joint, I would always take the crumbs and throw them in a bag to take home after. That was just me being me. Because again, I don't mind spending my money, but if I can get it for free, I'll take it.
For sure. Shouldn't we all? That's for sure. Excellent. So your Trailer Park Boys ventures. I mean, some of the characters that you've played on there. How many?
One. I just explained it to you, Kim. It's only one person. It's sam-losco. But sam-losco gets bored or he gets fucked, so he can't do what he did the year before, so he's got to find a new occupation. That's why he worked for East Coast Paving. He was a veterinarian. He likes to try and start his own business. So
I get it. Oh, I get it. See, now all this time I keep thinking that you're like a different guy. So the vet is the caveman still.
The vet is the caveman, is the Botox king, is East Coast Paving, is all of those things. It's the same guy. I just look different all the time. I like to change the way I look from time to time.
I love the
But when I do,
when you put the extra teeth in there, I love that.
It's so hard to talk with those on. I kept screwing up my words, and I would stop the takes, and I kept saying, no, it's okay, it's funnier. Go ahead, fuck up the words, don't worry about it. So I did. I just went with it, you know? It's like when they had me do the episode when Barb, we were doing the karaoke episode, and I was singing to Barb. They were really, really kind to me in that Mike Clattenburg, the director, came on before I sang, and he goes, all right, Sam, why don't you sing us a real song? Show them how you can sing. And I did one of the songs that I do, and he goes, why don't you sing another song? So I sang another song. Then he turned around to the audience, and he goes, okay, so Sam really can sing. So when you hear him fucking up now, he's just acting, okay? So try not to laugh about it. That kind of thing. So then he had me really fuck it up. So then I did as bad as I could, but still, you know, did as well as I could for what he wanted.
Right.
Right on. Well, I wanted to get into a couple other things with you, but I see we're coming up on break, and I don't want to get into.
Well, I got a story that I can share.
Okay.
Use up 2 minutes. I got I met Sam too story.
Cool. Do it.
It was at, I believe, it was a flea market in the Toronto, Stouffville, I believe. Stouffville flea market.
No.
I was
Clarington.
Okay, I was
near
there.
Oshawa.
I was there with Wayne, the owner of Canada Days. Wayne had a big booth with all the flags, and I was in the booth with him with Pace and distributing information and educational information to everybody. You kept coming back and forth to the booth, and that was a while back. Wayne's no longer doing those flea markets because now he has a storefront.
I'm no longer doing the girl that ran the flea market, so there you go. And that's why I was there.
That's why you're there, eh?
I was doing one of the girls that ran one of the booths.
Oh, really, eh? Now, is that place... did I hear did that place get did it get torn down? Or was the flea market still going?
Yeah, they're going to tear it down and build some condos there, I believe. I don't keep in touch with that girl because she was really mean. So I don't know for sure, but that's what I heard.
Right.
What is being torn down there for condos? Everything is going for condos.
Of course it is. It is.
Or if you drive the 401,
why don't you do your break? That way I can run to the pisser and we can continue.
Correct. Yeah. It's break time. You can run off and do what you want. You got about 5 minutes to do that. You go. Did you get that joint roll, Jack?
My girlfriend's rolling for me, and 5 minutes wouldn't give me time to do what I really want to do.
All right. Okay. Well, you go do that, and our listeners are gonna listen to a little bit of Lefty Nelson and his song "I Want a Marijuana," and then Kim and I will continue talking to you afterwards, Sam. All right, so we'll talk to you in a few minutes. This is the Pace Radio Show. We are live at lifestyleradio.ca. See you in 5.
Hang up and try again.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
I took a Greyhound down to Tijuana to wed a pretty thing. Her name was Juana. She had big green eyes and long blonde hair, great little curves everywhere. Oh, Juana.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
The following is a public service announcement from the Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society. The Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners Society is a non-profit organization dedicated to ensuring improved access to therapeutic cannabis and cannabis byproducts in Canada. With a federal government that has committed to legalizing cannabis, we feel it is our duty to ensure that the medicinal use of cannabis doesn't get lost in the process and that there are clear distinctions made between the medicinal and recreational use of cannabis. It is our mission to ensure that government regulation doesn't get in the way of a sick, disabled, or terminally ill person's right to use or produce this amazing natural health product. If you would like to get involved, you can contact us on the internet www.canadiantherapeuticcannabispartners.com, on Facebook, CTCP Society, or search Canadian Therapeutic Cannabis Partners.
CTCP now operates a medicinal cannabis signing clinic. If you want to grow your own medicinal cannabis and are located anywhere in Canada, then I'd like to suggest that you give them a call. They can be reached at 1-613-967-9888. That's 1-613-967-9888, and grow on with CTCP.
Man, have you been to Canadays yet? Canadays, Campbellford's premier cannabis culture shop at 19 Bridge Street West. They've got bongs, oil rigs, grinders, and papers. Everything you need for consumption. They've got seeds, soil, nutrients, and dome trays too. Everything you need for cultivation. Get top quality seeds from top suppliers like Canuck, Crop King, and wholesaler Nexus. Canadays. They've got all kinds of awesome cannabis novelties, clothing, and apparel. I know, right? It's a lot more than just a bong shop. Interested in gaining legal access? Canadays can help. They're a PACE information center. You know, people advocating cannabis education. Come by the shop and check it out. 19 Bridge Street West, Campbellford. Canadays. Have your say without saying a word. Canadays.ca.
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponic system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
Help me, please. I need to spend the rest of my days with Wanda. I wanna marry Wanda. She makes me feel so
Hey, we're back, and we are live here at lifestyleradio.ca. But if you miss our live shows, don't forget you can catch the podcast at YouTube, Mixcloud, iTunes, and for our U.S. listeners, you can catch us on iHeartRadio. I'd also like to remind everybody that this Sunday, we're going to do a 420 Road Show, an all-day live on-location broadcast from Freedom Fields Naturist Ranch. They are located in Tamworth, Ontario, and this is their Freedom Festival long weekend event. I will be live on location wearing nothing but sandals and a 420 Road Show hat, while the rest of the 420 Road crew is was joining me on the internet. Right, Kim?
Yep.
We're going to be naked, though, Al. We're going to be sitting in our own homes naked. Yes.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you joining me that way.
I was actually wanting to make it down. I'm just not financially able to do so. Otherwise, I would be there with you. I have no issue with that.
Yeah, but hey, it's the first time we're going to try something like this. It's going to be interesting. We'll be talking about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Freedom Fields Natural Ranch, I think it's an excellent idea. I'd be there with bells on if permitted.
Well, I look at the two things have some similarities, and we'll be discussing that during Sunday's broadcast. It's some of the stigma that we both go through. Both lifestyles go through. And so we'll be talking about the history of cannabis as well as the history of naturism, cannabis products, things that people do who are naturists to sort of bring things out into the open. So, because not everybody, but there's people who have a negative view of that lifestyle. They think, it is a great big orgy, and that's not what it's about.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe you'll join me there on Sunday, Sam.
This Sunday, actually, I'm working. In my real job, I'll be working at the Veld Festival in Downsview Park.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'll be helping Sony and New Amsterdam Vodka with their displays in my capacity as my real job. So I'll be busy.
You'll be busy, yeah. Well, hey, you can always tune in. We're going to be broadcasting live on Lifestyle Radio as well as 420radio.ca. So, if you got access to some of that, you can listen in. And I think we'll probably have the call-in show going, too, where people can phone in.
Yeah, I'll be joining you live over the airwaves from Northern Ontario, and I look forward to the show and speaking to some of the people there. Like you said, there's a lot of crossover with the negativity that both genres experience, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it works out good. They're supportive of the medical cannabis community. They even have a cabin there called the Cannabis Cabin.
Yeah, I think that's awesome that that they're catering to more to cannabis lifestyle. I'd like to see that happen across the board in other industries as well, and bed and breakfast and that kind of thing.
It would be. And talking about cannabis lifestyles, we got Sam Tarasco here, who deals with cannabis in part of his lifestyle as well. So.
Well, you guys are talking about cannabis lifestyle, and I just heard a great story about these new canna weddings that I think are amazing. Have you heard about those?
Yeah, people are making cannabis bouquets and cannabis bars at the wedding instead of alcohol.
Yep, and it's open bar. No, they still have open bars. They find that the bar sales are like tiny. So the canna weddings are the way to go if you want to try and save some money. They use canna butter in the cake. They have little buds and the bouquets and corsages, and it's supposed to be really cool. My girlfriend's aiming me that way.
Right on.
I've seen a little bit of that in the news, and I could see, that becoming very popular. Once the legalization and the stigma and stuff is even removed even more. It'd be great.
I'd love to attend one.
Yeah, right now they're doing it in the States, and in states that have legalized it. And like you were saying, hopefully we can do it here. There's a whole new market. Who knows? That might be my next job.
Oh, just imagine the
wedding planner.
Just imagine the dinner you would have. Everything would be infused for the dinner. You could have extra terpenes in this, and you could put some distillate in that.
Put it in the gravies. You can solve your munchies and get your munchies at the same time.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's right. Well, you know, if you cook your turkey with some can of butter, then your can of butter ends up in your gravy too.
There you go.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of legalization, what do you think of all of Trudeau's promises? Do you think we're going to see legalization next year, my friend?
Well, Trudeau is as full of shit as all the other politicians, so probably not by the day he says. Hopefully it's at least decriminalized by July 1st. I can see that being realistic. Just because Manitoba, for instance, is really dragging their heels. That's, you know, I mean, they still live in the 70s anyway, so it doesn't really matter what they think.
Kind of like Northern Ontario.
No, hey, don't just Northern Ontario. I graduated from Nipissing in North Bay. That's where I got my teaching degree. So
I'm a little further than that. I'm up by Kapuskasing.
Okay.
Her snow just left.
Through Kapuskasing, and then through Hearst, and then right up through Lookout, from where we flew to Sandy Lake, which is where I taught school my first year. You had to fly there because there were no roads in the summer. There were only roads in the winter when the lakes were frozen. So
that's right. That's right. There's only an ice road, so if you're not going in the winter time, you're not getting there unless you're taking a plane.
Yep. And that was, like I said, that was in Sandy Lake, Ontario. That was an experience in itself when you try to teaching Native children. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Totally. Well, when you look at the school structure, it's actually, you think it was that way, but if you, and that was, oh my God, it was 35 years ago.
I have an issue with you breaking up a bit there, Sam.
That was me blowing air through my lips. I just made this noise. I went like that. So I didn't really break up. But anyway, I taught up there. It was like 35 years ago, and I taught school up there on the reserve.
What'd you teach?
Art, history, and phys ed.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and it was cool in a lot of aspects, and backwards in a lot of aspects, and forwards in a lot of aspects. For example, now you've got these games where no one's allowed to win in the public schools. Everybody just plays for the fun of playing, and you don't keep score and bullshit like that. But it shows children that they should have no drive or no ambition and no goals, which is ridiculous. And let's put it this way, with all the stuff that's going on, being my age, I'm glad I'm going to be dead in 20 years because I don't want to see what's going on in this world.
I know. It's an odd kind of a mix-up here of different times all converging onto one. Past, present, and future all happening at the same time in one community.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Even though I am an avid pot smoker, I have to be conservative based on the ridiculousness of the liberalism that's going on in this country. I don't agree with any party because they're all full of themselves and they're all full of crap, and none of them actually do what they say they're going to do anyway, and all they do is take our money and spend our money, and I resent that immensely because, we spend like $200 million a year overseas, and that's where my tax dollars are going. My tax dollars are going to support Hamas. Can you believe that? Because that's what our government does. They give money to Hamas. Right? So I'm anti-political. I'm anti-religion. I'm anti-political. Treat everybody properly. Treat everybody nicely. Let's all get along. And then we don't need any shit. We don't need any cops. We don't need any government. We don't need fucking anybody. If everybody just treated people the way they should. And you don't need to go to church and go on your knees to treat people properly. I'm sorry. You just don't.
No. Yeah. Hey, there's lots of people who go there every Sunday and they're bad people.
That's right. That's right.
And just because you go to church doesn't mean that you're a good person.
That's right.
They're the biggest hypocrites of all. The biggest hypocrites of all are those. I'm not going to denounce anyone who goes to church because they need that faith, they need that strength, and they believe in it. Good for you. Good for you. I hope it works for you. It doesn't work for me. Don't impose it on me. And it doesn't make me a bad person because I won't go and bow to a god.
No,
and I studied religion. And by the way, I studied religion in university. I almost minored in it until I decided to minor in geography. So I studied everything from the Healthy, Happy, Holy Organization to Divine Light Mission to the WHO Organization. I studied all of them. Even Satanology. I studied all of them, and they're all full of each other. They're all full of crap, every one of them.
So you went through all that, and in the end, you just, like you say, it's something you don't really believe, because obviously, like, you know, when you say it's a load of crap. So,
well, based on the way I live, I'm going to hell anyway. So that's where all my friends are going to be.
Well, you know, as Ozzy Osbourne sings in one of his songs, "When there's so many religions, how can there be so many different gods?" There's always supposed to be one, right? There's always supposed to be one creator. How do you have so many different versions of the same creator? But that's for another show.
I'll give you another example, though. So everyone is so down on the Muslims right now. They're only doing what the Christians did 100 years ago. And I'm not a Muslim supporter, Muslim lover, ISIS lover, or anything like that. Again, I think they're all jerks. I think they should just all keep to themselves, and they should do honor suicides. That's what they should all do, is honor suicides. That's what I think. Every ISIS member should do an honor suicide.
Just get rid of all of them all at once.
Yeah, you know.
No, they do it themselves. They do it themselves. Do an honor suicide. Say, I'm going to get my 72 versions. I'm going to do an honor suicide. But any god that would honor them for killing innocent bystanders along with themselves, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
No.
So do us a favor and do an honor suicide.
So you've been to university. You've studied immensely in university. You taught in schools, and you are the epitome of, well, the persona, I guess, of the lazy pot smoker.
Yes and no. See, we all measure success differently. Okay? My brother is very successful in the business world. I enjoy every single day I get up. I have no stress in my life. I have a fantastic job. I have a hobby that pays me more than my job does. When I go into work, my boss and I laugh. If I screw up, he'll say, "I should fire you." And I say, "Please do. I make more money when I don't work for you."
Yeah, that was my point, basically. Everybody has this image in their head of, sort of the lazy pot smoker. You're sort of your character on Trailer Park Boys, Sam Losco, kind of identifies with the lazy pot smoker, doing this, doing that, doing what you have to get by. But wherein in reality, you as a person, you've been to university, you've gotten the education, you've had the good jobs, and you currently make good money, and you're happy with what you do. So doesn't that kind of really destroy it?
I never said I make good money. I said I like what I do. Yeah. Like I said, I make more money. I make more money for doing one stand-up show than I make for a week at work. But you know what? I never miss a day of work. I love the people I work with. I love the Substance Entertainment Group and Boutique, and we do everything from. I don't know. Did you read about that Spider-Man exhibit that they had at Union Station a couple of weeks ago, where people would come off the subway, and Spider-Man was there, and they would put a harness on, and they would climb the harness, and then when they got to the top, they get to do a selfie with the Xperia phone. Well, we did that for Sony and Freedom Mobile, and we did. That's cool. Our job. What a great job, isn't it?
Cool. That is an awesome job. I would love that job.
Okay. Right now, I got contacted by the owner of Unique Restaurant Group in Hamilton, Ontario. I'll give them a plug as well. And they've hired us to do a concert for them. So on August 26th, I'm running a concert in Ancaster, Ontario, an 80s concert featuring Platinum Blonde, Honeymoon Suite, Saga, Doug and the Slugs, and the Kings. Oh. And that's what I do in my real job.
What an excellent job.
So I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. And I might as well say then, can I give one plug now? So September 21st, I'll be in Kingston at Overtime Sports Bar. The 22nd, I'll be in Brockville at Union Jack Pub. 23rd, I'll be in Petawawa at the Great Canadian Warehouse. Come on, all you soldiers out there who secretly smoke pot. We will smoke openly at that show. And on the 29th, I'm in Tillsonburg, Ontario at Sammy Crenshaw. So, and again, that's just me, my hobby. And I love it. And I absolutely love it.
Now,
and you have a great day job.
Yeah, and I have a great low-paying day job. I get paid weekly, very weekly, but it's okay. And then according to my girlfriend, I have an aging girlfriend.
To what Kim was talking about there, when you're playing the role of she mentions almost like a lazy stoner. Some people don't look at it as the fact that that's an actor, a successful person who's playing an excellent role at what they're doing instead of.
Sam-losco doesn't really play a stoner, and he's not particularly lazy. I mean, if you consider it, he has a job every year. It's a different job. That makes him anything but lazy. And Sam-losco never does drugs. The only drug Sam-losco ever was involved with was when he sold cocaine for Cyrus to Randy and Leahy before they took their trip to Ottawa. That's the only drugs he was ever... it doesn't show Sam-losco. Like I said, Sam-losco doesn't smoke weed. Sam Tarasco fucking loves weed.
I guess because not everybody on the show does smoke weed. That's right. Yeah.
What do you think of the new push towards with the boys going with the LP system?
I think anything that they do that helps bring it to more people is a positive thing. Now, granted, most of their fans are already potheads or pot smokers, but those who aren't pot smokers, there's a lot of... And here's where people don't realize it. There's lawyers and doctors and seniors. You wouldn't believe who stops me and who semi-recognizes me in the street. And they're not all pot smokers. So anything that they can do, if they start saying, you know what, now it's legal, and now we're going to put our label on it, and they say, well, you know what, I like the show, it's legal now, what the hell, might as well give it a try. If it introduces it into a lot of people's world, so they start taking pain medicine and start using cannabis instead, then how can I not be for it?
Absolutely. Now, you're a patient as well, right, Sam?
Yes, I am. I have osteoarthritis. When I first moved here, before Amy put me on the program, I couldn't straighten my back for the first half hour of every day. By the time I started consuming regularly at a reasonable and let's call it a professional manner, I was working out at the gym. I now play hockey again, which I haven't done in a long. I hadn't played in like 10 years. I play hockey once or twice a week. I try and stay physically active because now I can. It doesn't hurt anymore. And you know what? I'm gonna call that a misnomer. I'm not going to say it necessarily doesn't hurt anymore, but the pain doesn't seem to register. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
I can work through it. It doesn't hurt me as much as it did. It doesn't stand out. And I don't want to take Tylenol. I don't want to take Tylenol. I don't want to take Buffer. I don't want to take Anacin. I'm tired of taking that shit. I'd rather smoke a joint and then just chill and not feel uncomfortable anymore.
Yeah, I hear you there. I have back issues myself, and that's what part of the reason for my prescription as well is for pain control. And really, none of the pharmaceuticals touch the pain the way this does without side effects.
Does it take it away? Does it mask it? Or does it just make you think about something else? I don't care. It works. We'll let it happen.
Yeah.
Allow me to use what works for me if it doesn't affect you. How does it affect you if I smoke a joint instead of Prop 2 Tylenol? How does it affect you? Why is that any of your business?
Exactly.
And that's why, and I have no problem with the government taking over, but let them use dispensaries. Don't let them use the liquor store. The liquor store is like Satan's this cannabis users. The real cannabis users. The ones who do both, they're just party animals. They're not necessarily cannabis users. They're just party animals. Yeah. I don't drink. Most of my friends that smoke with me don't drink. We might have a beer, but that's just for a different flavor in their mouth than a kind of soda, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I don't want to see it in liquor stores either. I feel the same way. I don't have a problem with LPs. I don't have a problem with people buying from legal producers or the government's regulating stuff. But I do have a problem if they say no to dispensaries and other outlets, mom and pop shops. We're losing you.
Yeah. They know what they're talking about. They're educated. They've been doing it for all their lives. People that work in the liquor stores probably don't smoke weed. They probably don't have any idea what the deal is.
They know Sam.
Yep. Commercial time. Right?
No, not yet. Not for another 5 minutes. It just sounds like maybe you've moved. If you're on the phone, if you've moved the phone around a bit on your face, and you have the microphone a little bit covered up, is what it sort of sounds like.
Is that better?
Better. You're super clear right there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was smoking a joint. Did you hear what I just said though?
That'll do it.
So, I didn't want to blow the smoke into my phone.
You can it's okay. You can medicate during the program. That's okay. But yeah, blowing the smoke on the phone.
I'm totally against because they're not going to be able to educate effectively the people that are going to be working at these dispensaries, even if they're set up and run by the government. They need to go after the people they've been busting all along and hire them.
They need to.
You know what? Screw. Not so much the owner. No offense to the owners of these dispensaries, but if it's me and I'm the government, I'm going to take the name of all the people I arrested and I'm going to hire them to run my dispensaries for me.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's
I would
where
prefer to do that.
is. That's where the knowledge is. That's what patients want to know. They want the information.
Exactly. The other question I'd like to know is, are they going to get all their charges dropped once it's legalized? I certainly hope so, because none of those people can go to the States and stuff, and it's just not fair.
A lot of the staff have had the charges dropped.
Yeah, something like 80% of the Project Gator has already been thrown out.
Yeah, the staff-wise, it's been tossed. Yeah, they're going after the owners or the operators of it.
Yep, but don't think for a second that I don't have any regard or consideration for basically the trailblazers and martyrs who've gone out there and put their own reputations and themselves in jail and on the line for all of us. I'm not trying to dispel them or anything. I don't believe that they're all in it for greed. I don't believe that. They've been trying too hard to do this to make me think it's just about greed. The greed is all the Wall Street guys who are jumping on now, or all the Bay Street guys in Canada who are jumping on now. There's the greedy guys. These guys weren't greedy. These guys just wanted to be able to dispense it effectively, and not the crap that you get from Tweed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Some of the stuff coming out of some of the dispensaries is just atrocious. Others not so bad. You know, I've had a few strains from a few different LPs that have been actually.
Well, how did you do that?
Nice,
how did you do that?
I've had no problem.
How did you do that, Kim? I have to ask you. How did you do that? Because the government only lets you sign up with one of the dispensaries. They don't let you sign up with multiple dispensaries.
Yes, you can. You can split your prescription
Since when?
now. It's been about a year now. You can split your prescription up into a maximum of 3 different illegal producers, but the prescription has to come from the same doctor. So if you're prescribed 6 grams a day, you can put 2 grams at one LP, 2 grams at another, and 2 grams at a third.
To be honest, Kim, I got tired of wasting my money and continuing to get my prescription refilled because they would only do it. Originally, I had it done by a psychiatrist, apparently, and it cost me like $450.
Yeah.
The next time, luckily, the guy who ran the company that sends you to the doctor was a fan of the show, so he didn't charge me his $300 fee, and I only had to pay $100 to the doctor when the one that I got from the government, you know, that the long pink one that we all got?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they all expired on like August 13th, 2014. So I paid $450 for 6 months.
Well, the
6 months
MMAR,
later,
if you had that, you were still legal because of an injunction that holds you over.
I knew that, but I also like to cover my ass. So I went and got one regular prescription from a regular doctor and paid another $100 and said, that's the last penny I'm spending because arthritis is not curable. So I'm going to show them my original paper, my secondary paper, and say, fuck you, I'm not wasting any more money on doctors. Here's my diagnosis. I have 3, and then my original referral from my doctor in Halifax. So I got 3 doctors saying it's okay for him to do this.
Yeah. And
so
that's
I'm not
the way
paying
it
any more
should
money.
be. And that's the way it should be.
So
They shouldn't be charging to start with to give you a prescription. That's already been mandated that there shouldn't be a fee. Nonetheless, most doctors are still charging a fee. They're allowed to extra bill under fucking paperwork rules, which is ridiculous. But there shouldn't be a fee for this. And for people that have long-term illness that aren't going away, that are chronically ill for the rest of their lives, we shouldn't have to get a renewal every frickin' year.
Oh,
No, exactly.
I refuse. Anyway, listen, when we come back, I know you got a break. So when we come back, I'll tell you about the time I got arrested in Ottawa.
Okay.
Super. All right. We're going to go for that break. We're going to hear some more from Lefty Nelson. And then Kim and I will continue our conversation with our guest, Sam Tarasco, a.k.a. sam-losco of the Trailer Park Boys. You're listening to the Pace Radio Show here at lifestyleradio.ca.
Do you remember the times when you were little and Mom would let you run around naked? How about playing strip poker or skinny dipping with your friends? Would you do it now to educate people about cannabis? This coming Sunday, listen to another live broadcast of the 420 Roadshow, featuring Al Rapp of Lifestyle Radio and myself, Al Graham of the Pace Radio Show. I will be on location in Tamworth, Ontario, with our hosts, the owners and the operators of Freedom Fields Naturist Ranch, Yvonne Gibson and Hector Gravel. Joining us on the radio will be Al and our radio guests, Ross and Debbie Middleton. We'll be educating those in attendance as our live broadcast is going at 9 a.m. with our Wake and Bake session, followed by a discussion on alternative non-smoking choices. From there, we'll be talking to those in attendance about the history of naturism and cannabis, including its medicinal values. A talk couldn't be held without discussing the stigmatism that both lifestyles face in society. The Freedom Festival's long weekend activities also include tie-dyeing, body casting, helicopter rides, and bands playing at the watering hole. Join us Sunday in person at Freedom Fields Naturist Ranch or here on the radio at www.420radio.ca or lifestyleradio.ca as we take it all off to educate the uneducated. For more information about the Freedom Festival, you can call Yvonne at 613-358-9375 or go to their website found at freedomfieldsnaturistranch.com.
She wore a white lace dress that fit so tight, so smoking hot. She lit up the night. Love was in the air, everywhere. No one else will ever compare to
Growing your own vegetables, flowers, or even medicinal plants can be a challenge without the right equipment and proper know-how. At BMA Hydroponics, not only are they your urban horticultural experts and suppliers, but their staff holds the customer's needs paramount to making a sale. Family-owned with decades of experience and knowledge, they offer free advice in person, by phone, or email. BMA Hydroponics wants to ensure you have the advice you need, which is why you'll find tips and tricks on different ways to grow, like wick, ebb and flow, drip, or aeroponics system, as well as other helpful links at bmahydroponics.com. If you can't find what you're looking for, just let them know, and they'll do everything they can to get what you're looking for. At BMA Hydroponics, each staff member also possesses a federal exemptee MMAR license, making their strong suit empathy, experience, and dedication to their customers. Because when you know how to grow, you'll have results that make you proud. BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. Visit bmahydroponics.com.
BMA offers cannabinoid testing, so if you want to prove you've got good medicine, head to BMA Hydroponics and prove it.
Man, have you been to Canadays yet? Canadays, Campbellford's premier cannabis culture shop at 19 Bridge Street West. They've got bongs, oil rigs, grinders, and papers. Everything you need for consumption. They've got seeds, soil, nutrients, and dome trays too. Everything you need for cultivation. Get top quality seeds from top suppliers like Canuck, Crop King, and wholesaler Nexus. Canadays. They've got all kinds of awesome cannabis novelties, clothing, and apparel. I know, right? It's a lot more than just a bong shop. Interested in gaining legal access? Canadays can help. They're a PACE information center. You know, people advocating cannabis education. Come by the shop and check it out. 19 Bridge Street West, Campbellford. Canadays. Have your say without saying a word. Canadays.ca.
Hi, this is Al Graham of the Pace Radio Show. Are you keeping pace, as in keeping people advocating cannabis education? If you're not, and you're a cannabis consumer, then why not? Others are working hard every day to help educate people about cannabis so you can enjoy your daily 420. Get involved and speak out. Be loud and proud so that you can keep pace. Tune into the Pace Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about people advocating cannabis education here on lifestyleradio.ca.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
I told Warner I'd take her away back to good old US of A. When it was time to leave, she'd have to lay low. With a little bit of luck, we'd be in San Diego.
Welcome back to the Pace Radio Show, and thanks for tuning in. Tonight's bumper music was by Lefty Nelson and his song, I Wanna Marijuana. If you enjoyed his music or that song, then I suggest that you look him up on YouTube. That's Lefty Nelson. And tonight on the program, we're joined by our guests, Sam Tarasco, and my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper. Kim and Sam, before we went to the commercial break, Sam mentioned he had a little story for us.
Yeah, you're going to tell us something about getting arrested.
Yeah, so funny story, okay? So I'm last May, I went to the States, and I did a tour of 10 cities in the States. I went all the way from Iowa to Rhode Island. It was a lot of fun. But before I went, I had to make sure that I didn't bring anything. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure I didn't bring anything that would identify me as a pot user, because you know how anal they are when you try and cross the border. So I got rid of everything. My can-do card, my paperwork to say I was licensed. I didn't bring anything with me. Well, as you have it, when I finished that tour, I had to fly to Ottawa because I had to go to a conference for my regular job. It was the buyers for all the colleges in Ontario. Across Canada. They're the ones who buy the music for the homecoming, and they buy the music for their frosh weeks and stuff like that. So it was a chance for me to get to meet some of the people that I sell shows to. So I went to this thing in Ottawa, and again, I had none of my paperwork with me. I didn't travel with anything, but when I hit Ottawa, I hit up one of my friends, and boom, I had some weed. When I left, again, remember I just told you that my elbow was sore. I pinched the nerve in my neck, which kind of killed all the nerves in my right arm for a while there. So I was carrying around a little 5-pound dumbbell. So I had that in my luggage with my weed bag. I always fly with my weed in my bag, even when I was licensed, because I never wanted to, show up or try and disrespect the customs guy or the guy searching you, border security or whatever. I just didn't need to show, if you know what I mean. So I always left the stuff in my luggage. Well, this time I left a hand weight in it, a 5-pound barbell. Well, I guess when it's scanned, they saw the weight come up. They scan all your luggage. For those of you who think that they don't, they do. So know this. If you're trying to bring anything, don't put it in metal. Because if it sets off the alarms, they're going to open your shit. So anyway, they opened up my bag. And after I dropped it off, I went around the side of the building to have a smoke. As I'm having a smoke, I'm sitting next to, a janitor or something. And I hear over his microphone, police to baggage, we found some marijuana. I go, nah, I got man, like maybe an eighth of a gram of weed and a couple of chocolates. That's all I got with me. So I go, can't be me. So I'm going up after I finish my smoke, as then I'm walking up to go to the checkout area or the check-in area, because now they've already got my luggage, but they don't have me yet, and my carry-on. I see two cops standing on the other side. And I swear, just before I get to the guy checking your passes, they call my name. And I know it's for me. And I go, my God, no way. So I walk through, they do a quick security scan on me, and I walk right through the police. And they go, we found some marijuana. We found something in your luggage. And I go, that would be my marijuana. And they go, well, do you have a license? And I go, yes, I do. And then I played the dummy, and like I opened up my wallet, and I'm going through looking for my stuff. And I know it's not there. I know it's not there.
Somewhere.
And I go, oh, I know I got it. And then I go, you know what? I go, I don't got it. I go, I don't have it with me. I said, I do have it at home, and I can email it to you if you like. But, I mean, that's my proof. What are you going to do to me? Right? Now, Shane had told me before, really all they do is give you a promise to appear. Yeah. I didn't want to have one in Ottawa. And especially for the little bit that I had, I was obviously not trafficking. It was just a little personal use shit. But then, as I'm down on my knee looking through my wallet harder, the cop goes, you look familiar. I swear to God. And I told him, I said, oh, I go, do you watch Trailer Park Boys? And he goes, yeah. I go, well, I stand up and I go, I'm sam-losco. And he goes, really? And I open up my phone, I start showing him pictures in my phone. He goes, oh my God, you are. And I go, yeah. So you know I have a show, but I really do have a prescription. I can send it to you. I promise. So not only did he let me go, they let me take all my weed with me. And then when I got back, I sent him my pink form. So he emails me back and he says, hey, this is expired. It expired on such and such a day. So I email him back and go, yeah, but there's an injunction against it. But anyway, I went and got a prescription anyway. And then I send him a copy of my prescription. And he goes, well, this is expired too. And I said back, well, you know what? My arthritis isn't expired. It still exists. Same as it says on both those documents. What do you want me to do? And he goes, forget about it. And he let me go. So that's why I refuse to spend any more money.
Stardom. The power of having a bit of stardom behind you, eh?
Yeah. In Halifax, I actually got arrested because I was smoking a joint and driving. And when the cop cuffed me, and this time I was like really arrested, and they ruined my car looking for more weed. I had 2 little pinners in my pocket. I was leaving, again, I'm not lazy. I was leaving my job managing the call center to hit a bar that I was bouncing at that night. So I would leave at 10 to 10, smoke a joint when I was leaving the call center, drive to the bar and smoke my joint on the way, and the cops pulled me over in that little drive, in that 10-minute drive. And they physically, I held my wallet, I put my wallet on on the roof of my car as soon as they pulled me over. I didn't try and hide anything. And he goes, just step out of the vehicle. I stepped out and they cuffed me right away. It was pretty intense. And they, like I said, they tore my car apart. Do you have any more weed on you? I go, yeah, there's another little pinner in my cigarette pack. And they opened it up and they saw it. And then they broke my glove compartment of my car, just trashed the back seat. And they couldn't find it because I didn't have anything else. I would have told them if I did. They broke a pool tournament trophy I had in the back of my car, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So they just totally went crazy on me. And they go, you can get arrested for this. And I go, yeah, I know. And they go, do you feel bad? And I go, well, I only have one regret. I go, my one daughter is a nurse, and the other daughter is working her way through school. It would embarrass them. But other than that, I said, really, it would only enhance my persona as the Trailer Park Boy. And he goes, I thought you looked familiar. They wound up letting me go too. But what were they going to arrest me for? 2 fucking pinners? They said, never smoke and drive. And I go, I promise I won't in the city. And I held to that. The highway doesn't count.
It's a good thing.
I don't smoke in the city. I only smoke on the highway.
It's a good thing you don't live in. Good thing that didn't happen in Kingston. I've had a friend busted twice for 2 joints, and he's 70. He's 70 years old. He's been busted for joints twice.
While driving, or while smoking, or while driving?
No, he drove into a ride program, and they must have smelled something, and they asked him some questions. And like yourself, he was honest. He said he had a couple of joints in his coat, and so they arrested him. He got on on one of them, they gave him community hours, so he spent 10 hours singing to people at nursing homes.
Oh.
Yeah, and he actually put in more time than what was required because he had such a good time doing it.
Yeah, I would do that just for the hell of it.
Yeah, exactly. But arresting somebody for that for a couple
Two
of joints is asinine as far as I'm concerned. Like, holy waste of money.
Getting convicted in community service hours is even more ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but what did they convict him of? Like I said, I was always told that if you get caught with anything under 15 grams, they're essentially going to give you a promise to appear and usually confiscate your weed.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Right?
Usually,
So,
but apparently not in Kingston.
No, I know.
Well,
like when I got busted for a couple of grams of oil back 1999 or something. All they did was had me promise to appear, just signing me up.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been honest at a ride check, though. I wouldn't have been honest at a ride check. I was already caught, so I admitted it. But I wouldn't have said I smoked a couple of joints. And my car, even if I smoked a joint, my car wouldn't smell like weed. I guarantee you that. And neither would I.
The problem was I was driving into a ride program with the joint and didn't realize that the ride program was there, so they could smell it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but I always fragrantize right after I smoke my joints, like immediately after. And the best thing to get going off you personally, it's amazing. Dollar store hand sanitizer.
What is that now?
Dollar store hand sanitizer. You know that shit you buy, the cheap old hand sanitizer? You take that and you rub that on your cheeks, you rub that on your arms, around your mouth where you smoked, and you can't smell a fucking thing in about 30 seconds.
There you go. A tip from Sam, how to block the smell of cannabis.
Yeah, that, and always carry around a little Axe. Because Axe sucks, but it really covers up the smell well.
Yeah.
There you go.
My car seats smell like Axe. I don't.
Oh, shit. So, Sam, okay, we know that you've been involved in the Trailer Park Boys. As far as have been involved in any other movies or TV shows or anything like that other than that in the past?
I had the pleasure of working with Rutger Hauer in Hobo with a Shotgun.
Awesome.
You know Rutger Hauer? You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a big fan of his, like right from Blade Runner to Lady Hawk to all the different stuff that he's done. He's a huge man in my eyes as an actor. And I'll tell you something, he was 63 years old and still doing his own stunts when we did that.
Wow.
When we did that movie, yeah.
That's amazing.
In one scene, we had to pretend that we threw him off of a balcony into a big pile of garbage. And he actually climbed a good 12 feet up a ladder and then did a flip and landed on his back in this big pile of, it was pillows, but still garbage bags. And he did that, he did it himself at 63. So that's who I'm looking up to. That's who I'm trying to be like.
Holy shit.
Even though it was pillows inside garbage bags, it's still a sudden jolt to the body. And I can see somebody of that age feeling sore the next day or that night after.
Yeah, but he wasn't. He wasn't. The guy. He was a man's man. He was a man. That's all I'm going to say.
Excellent. Oh, and it's such a great actor too. In Blade Runner, so many other movies that he's done. Great actor.
I'll tell you a movie you may not have ever seen that he's in. It's called Blind Fury, where he plays a monk that's blind, but he's got mad kung fu skills.
Oh, cool.
It's called Blind Fury. See if you can watch it. Not a lot of people watch that one. It was really good.
Oh, cool. I'll look it up.
And he kicks the crap out of people, and you can't see them, but he knows where they are.
Yeah, with a what do you call it? Basically a cane, a stick, a big stick, a walking stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like kung fu but blind. It's pretty fun. It's a pretty cool movie.
Cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
That's
Blind
awesome.
Fury, Rutger Hauer.
So, where can people find your comedy show in the coming future? Are you out there anywhere coming up?
Okay, well, like I said, I'm in Kingston on the 21st at Overtime Sports Bar, September 21st. The next day, I'm going to Brockville at Union Jack Pub, and on the Saturday, we're doing the Great Canadian Warehouse in Petawawa. Then a week later, I'm going to be in Tillsonburg, and we're trying to set something up for Niagara Falls the day after that. So we'll see if we can get that done.
Right on, right on. And the upcoming Karma Cup, of course, you're going to be you announced you're a celebrity judge.
Yep, September 9th and 10th. Get to see Tarasco gets to try all the sativas, so he's going to be really high, really mellow, and really jovial. So if you get a chance to come out to the Karma Cup, it'd be great to meet you. Come on out.
Yeah, Kim and I will be there. Yep, Kim and I will be
awesome.
there. Yeah, we'll be actually doing a live, and Al, our producer, he'll be there as well. All three of us. So you'll be able to meet us in person. Yeah, the other, I call myself the other Al, but, but yeah, exactly. So
yeah, we do a live broadcast from the show. The three of us will be there, and we'll all have our headsets and microphones, and going around and interviewing everybody. So we'll probably see you there for sure.
Okay, I have a question for you. How wide is your listening base?
We're on the internet. Yeah, we're on the internet, so it can be heard from any country as long as you've got internet. Okay. And when you're talking about specifically to the U.S., we also...
Well, I'm going to narrow it down even more than that. I'm going to narrow it down even... Do you have fans or listeners in Denver, by any chance?
Denver? Oh, yeah, we're on iHeartRadio, and I have a few followers in Denver.
Perfect. Yeah. Hey, listen, you followers in Denver, I'm coming down there September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, but I'm not performing. I'm probably going to hit a couple dispensaries for some meet and greets, but I need fish tickets. I'm bringing my girlfriend down. She's a big fish head. So if any of you guys can get me fish tickets for that weekend, just inbox me on Facebook, please. Okay,
there we go.
And I will be in Denver, so if you want to smoke a joint with me for September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and you're in Denver, then inbox my Facebook as well. Because I have gone out and I'll tell you, here's a story. The last time I did a tour down the States, one of my shows got canceled. I had 2 fans Facebook me saying, "Oh, you're not doing the show in Louisville. That sucked. I had my tickets for so long." I said, "Well, you know what? My flight still leaves from Louisville. I'm still coming there. Why don't we meet and we'll smoke a joint together?" So they came and smoked a joint with me.
Nice.
Excellent. Yeah. So there's an opportunity to get together with Sam Tarasco, a.k.a. Losco, from the Trailer Park Boys. He needs some tickets, guys, so if anybody can help him out.
And if not that, I still need weed when I get to Denver because I won't try and bring anything across the border. So hook a brother up.
There we go. Yeah, no, you don't want to take it over the border, my friend.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, and if you can find a storefront down there, you just walk in and grab it.
Well, again, if someone from Denver knows a dispensary that wants to do a meet and greet with me, I'd be more than happy to talk to them about it. Just hook us up, and we'll go from there. See, I'm selling myself, trying to make some extra money. Actually, not even money. I don't really care about that. I will work for weed.
Work for weed. Sam-losco working for weed in Denver.
Well, I used to work. Losco works for Craft Dinner, but I'll work for weed. There you go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, excellent. Well, good luck on your tour down there. I hope some fans hook you up in more ways than one while you're there. And I look forward to seeing you at the Karma Cup.
Well, you'll see me a week after that, so I'll tell you how Denver went.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So don't forget, if you know anybody who has fish tickets, September 1st, 2nd, 3rd in Denver, hit up the caveman, please. Thank you. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Okay, Sam, we're down to the last few minutes here.
Amazing. I'll let you guys finish off your show.
Well,
and thank you for having me on.
We're not done with you yet, though.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we always ask our guests for shout-outs. As far as person, place, a thing, websites, how they can find you, so on and so forth. Well,
the best place to find me really is if you actually want to talk to me is on Facebook on the sam-losco page. There are a couple imitators. Fuck off, you guys. Drop the pages, will ya? It's not hard to tell. Right now, I'm advertising the show in Hamilton on the 26th, but there's actually a picture of me on there. You'll know it's the one who actually has a bunch of people that are friends with him. So that's how you know which one the real page is.
I think in your photos, it has one of your first photos is the event poster of where you're going to be. Is it?
Yeah. Yep. on the 26th because I'm working. And then soon my tour poster will be up with the shows I just told you about in Kingston, Brockville, Petawawa, and Tillsonburg. That'll be up there instead of that other concert because they only pay me a certain amount. Now I'm promoting myself so they can either pay me more or fuck off.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out though to anyone out in Vancouver, to my boy Mateo. He owns all the Sea to Sky dispensaries out there. He's a big supporter. Every time I go out there, he really hooks me up and takes care of me. And again, Sea to Sky dispensary in Vancouver, Mateo Dinero. Thank you, brother. In Halifax, or sorry, not in Halifax, in Toronto, Shane King at Vape on the Lake. I go there a lot, guys. If you ever want to just fucking run into Sam-Losco by mistake, then just hit up Vape on the Lake. I go there a couple times in a week just to visit my boy Shane King, the owner of that facility.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice place. Very accessible for people who are in wheelchairs. Everything, the bathrooms, the doors, all that. There's not a single step in the place.
Yeah, I love Vape on the Lake. I make sure I go there every trip to Toronto for sure.
Yeah, likewise.
And follow Kim Cooper. Follow Kim Cooper on Facebook because the fact that she's still in my feed means she doesn't bore me and she doesn't piss me off. So what she has to say is, no, well, you know what? A lot of people have nothing to say, Kim. And even if I know them, I still don't follow them. But I value what you have to say. I appreciate what you have to say and the messages that you're trying to deliver. So you are still on my feed. And I think I just added Al as a friend. So we'll see whether or not he makes the cut.
All right. Okay.
Thank you so much for that, Sam. I appreciate it very much. It means a lot.
My pleasure, hon.
Yeah,
well, like I said, that's why I asked to go down and meet you because I knew who you were. I had never met you, but I still knew who you were, and I wanted to meet you. That's why I asked to go downstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, with social media these days, you interact in so many different ways that it's almost if you already know the person, you've known them for a long time, but in the end, it takes a chance meeting and you'll actually see them in real life.
Yeah.
Yep. And one last thing, if anybody does want to book an appearance or a show, just contact Brandon Bird at thediamondmineagency.com. Thediamondmineagency.com, Brandon Bird, or just message me directly on Facebook and I'll hook you up with him. Even if somebody hooks me up directly, I still let Brandon take his piece. Everyone should eat.
And on Facebook, they find you under Tarasco or Losco?
Nope, Losco. Sam Losco. No one knows who the fuck Sam Tarasco is.
That's what happens, though. There's a lot of people would think of you Losco because that's where they they know you from. Is the movies. So
you wind up taking on the persona.
I've had people ask me if I've changed my name. Things like that, and I go no, and then they go, well, what's your real name? And I go, Sam. You can call me Sam. Everybody calls me Sam or Sammy, and they call me Sammy at work because there was already a Samantha working there, and she went by Sam, so everyone had to fucking call me Sammy. That's really not fair, especially since she's not there anymore, and I haven't been Sammy since I've been 13, right?
And now that she's not there, they're still calling you Sammy.
Yeah, I have no choice. That's what all my business cards say, so I'm stuck. Until I get rid of 1,000 business cards. Hey, come to my office, everybody. I'll give you a business card. That way I'll get rid of them and get Sam on my cards again.
That's right. You put them to use. Okay, Kim, have you got a shout out?
I do. This week, I'd like to give a shout out to a special little boy, a 1-year-old by the name of Alexander, who's currently fighting for his life in Hamilton. McMaster Hospital, I believe. Shout out to Captain Dave and Kelly G. You're doing fantastic work for this toddler and his family. They have been supplying the parents with education as well as medication for the parents to give to this toddler in his last days, and hopefully will prevent them from being his last days. The young man is now on cannabinoid therapy and fighting for his life, and my prayers go out to him, and my thanks go out to Captain Dave and Kelly G for all their hard work that they're doing for this family.
Thank you for that, Kim. That's grassroots advocacy, working the scenes, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. Doing what we can, for those in need.
Yeah. Just a reminder that this weekend, the 420 Roadshow, Sunday from Freedom Fields Naturist Ranch, It's a Freedom Festival weekend. It's a throwback to the 60s. Tie-dyeing, body casting. There's live band going on. And you'll be educating about cannabis. So lots to go on there. And you can find out more about that at freedomfieldsnaturesranch.com. Next week, I'll be back with Alicia. You can catch us same time, same place as always. And thank yous to our sponsors, the friendly folks at BMA Hydroponics in Belleville, Ontario. And you find them online, bmahydroponics.com. To CC Nexus. Yeah, send samples. You'll like these next people because CC Nexus, our other sponsor, they're Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. Lots of seeds there, lots of different strains available. And they're at ccnexus.global. And always to Wayne here at Canada Days for providing us with a spot for Pace to operate and for doing the radio show. And last but not least, no, there's still more after this one. Al Rapp for Lifestyle Radio, producer of the program. Huge thank you to you, Sam, for coming on the program. As I said at the beginning, there'd be lots of laughs, and there was.
No, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, really appreciate you coming on to the program. And to you, Kim, as always, big thank you and hugs to you for everything you do.
Thank you, Al.
And finals, thank yous. I know there's always a few, and this last one goes out to our listeners. We always appreciate them listening to the program. And good night. We'll talk to you all next week.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks again, Sam.
No worries.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks again.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Life